Hey friends, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge, and this is a short little video. We've got a couple things to cover. First off, a little update about me. Those of you who've been following my health conditions and concerns and stuff like that, and my mother's health. For those of you who know, my mother has a terminal cancer, and she's been fighting it for a couple of years now, over a couple of years. And her anniversary was last week, and she felt good enough to go on a road trip. Almost a 2-hour drive to Niagara-on-the-Lake, which is a beautiful little town just between, on the Canada side at Buffalo, New York, just across the lake, across the river there. Beautiful little town. And she had a good day, so that's really good to hear. My health is still slowly improving, which is a good thing, which I'm very happy about. And what is this video about today? Mostly two things. One, the Patreon winner of the month. At the end of every month, well, at the start of the month, when the Patreon payments get processed, I take a list of everybody whose payment went through. And this is the first time I've had 42 people support the channel. So thank you very much, Patreon supporters. And I used Google's random number generator. I told it to pick a number between 1 and 42, and it chose 25. And I counted down the list that Patreon gave me. And a guy named Mike from Austria. Mike, you won. And you know this already because I sent you a message on Patreon, and I sent you an email as well. And you get to choose any of the knives that I reviewed last month, except for that one QSP knife that I really like. Not the Puffin, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it right now. And the Griptilian, because the Griptilian was given to me by a viewer. So there's 9 choices for you to choose from that you can that are yours. You pick whichever one you want, including one flashlight by Olight, the i5T. And what I do for all my Patreon winners is they choose the knife. I give it a really nice sharpening job. I clean it, take it apart, make sure it's lubed properly and well, and then I also pack up a surprise gift, which is almost always another knife, and ship it off to them. And that's a great way that I can support the Patreon supporters who support me. And that's 12 chances a year that they get to win a knife. Even if it's one chance in 100, wouldn't that be awesome? 12 times having that one chance? Those are very good odds. So I love to support my Patreon supporters who support me, and that's just one way that we can help one another out. Other ways that you guys can help out the channel: like, share, comment, subscribe. Use the links down below. I did have somebody tell me that he uses the Amazon links that I have below the video, even if he's shopping for, a new razor or what have you. He goes and starts Amazon using one of my links, and that does help my channel because I still get a little commission of no matter what he buys, or she, just because they opened up Amazon using my links. So if any of you guys want to start doing that, I would very much appreciate that. It's just a great way you can support me. And also use the other links down below when you're shopping at places like White Mountain Knives or Integrity Knives, Power Cutlery, places that there's coupon codes that I have for you down below the video. Now, the main knife thing about this video is there's a knife maker, an up-and-coming knife maker. He's been doing knife making for a little while, from Ontario, Canada. And he contacted me when he saw the video, the review of this knife. I forget the model number of this thing, but it's a Voltron knife. And I complained about how thick it was behind the grind. It's thick on the spine, and it was thick behind the edge as well. And he offered to do a new grind to regrind it for me. And so that's what he did. But I gave him a little bit of a challenge as well. I sent him a really funky knife. Now, this is after he's finished with it. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like before. He did a regrind on the main bevel here and a regrind on the main bevel here. He does flat grinds, so full flat grinds or saber grinds, and he also does convex grinds. So if you've got a knife that either you got it and it was just too thick behind the grind to be effective, or you've sharpened the knife so many times that now it's thick behind the grind and you want it reground, especially if you're in Canada, go ahead and contact David Mary. His phone number and his email address is on the screen right here at the bottom of the screen. Just pause the video and copy down the numbers, and contact him, and make arrangements for him to help you out. He's also been making, of course, one-off knives, a bunch of them. He's got his first run of knives. He had them professionally hardened, and he's got a run of knives that he is polishing off right now. And he'll be sending one to Canadian Cutting Edge to review as well. So good things coming up. But I think some of you guys are going to be more interested in taking a closer look at this. So let's put this on the tabletop and take a good look at the bevels that he ground on these knives. Okay, so let's look at this one first. This one, I didn't get him to change anything at all except for make it a bit thinner. And you can tell how badly this thing was ground the first time, because now that this is consistent all the way across, you can see that the steel has got a wave in there. And that's because the original thickness changes. I put calipers on here and measured it. And yeah, there's a transition here where it gets thinner for a tiny little spot, and then it gets thicker again. So that wave there, that's not David's fault. That's the steel from the original manufacturer. But take a look at the grind lines there, the main bevel that he did. Let's see if I can get it to focus up here. There you go. So it's got a nice edge on there, a nice satin grind. Did good work all the way up to the tip, kept it very thick. I wanted it to be thick and strong up here, but I needed a thin edge here. He didn't do the finishing all the way to sharpening the edge itself, just doing the main bevel grind. I took a little bit of time to sharpen the edge a little bit myself, and I got it nice and sharp, but he did that main bevel grinding. Yeah, it changed a little bit over here because this one had a bevel that came across this way a little bit too much, and I've got it more straight up and down now. And I like that. It's done very well. A nice clean grind on that main bevel. So really, there's not that awful much to show. I just like what he did here. On this knife, first off, before I go any further, take a look at the original. That's what this knife looked like when I sent it to him, and now it looks like this. So a nice saber grind here. The knife has still got a nice thick, strong spine, but now it's got an edge that's thin enough to be usable, and it's got a nice straight edge. I could use this thing as a small fro if I wanted to, because it's so thick back here. It still looks a little bit funky, but it's got a nice Wharncliffe look to me. Much better than before. Before it was like one of those weird fantasy kind of knives, which has their place if somebody wants a knife like that. But if you want it to become a user, you can get it reground and get it looking nice like this. So I don't have all that much to say because it's not really much. There's not much review here. It's just, can he grind bevels on knives? Yes, he clearly can. So there you go. If you're interested in that, go ahead and check him out. And I want to take a few seconds again to thank my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate what you do for the channel. The help that I get from you really does make a big difference. And I thank you for it. And for all of you who watch my videos and like, share, comment, all those things really help. Subscribing helps. And when you purchase using my links, that helps me out an awful lot. Thank you for using Amazon links. And so I appreciate that very much. Below every video, I've got in the description section my Amazon links, as well as the information for White Mountain knives, Integrity knives, and some other places where you can get discounts when you use my coupon codes. So that's enough. I've been dragging this on long enough. Thank you so much for watching my little video. Remember, friends, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye for now.